What's up, everyone? It's Bottom Line. I'm your host, Ryan Gill. Want to apologize lately. I said I was going to have the baseball videos out every day. As we know, life gets busy, it gets hard. But I did get a lot of text messages about people wanting a football video. Don't have much time, but what I did here today is I am going to give you my top 10 picks for the NFL draft tonight. And I do have a mock draft done through round three. So if you want to know any more picks for your team, just let me know, and I'll get those to you. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get this underway. The first pick of the night, we all know who it's going to be. Before I go ahead and say it, I'll go ahead and say it. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence going to the Jags. Um, Trevor Lawrence is not my favorite QB in the draft. What I see here is I see that everyone says he's a generational talent, and as a GM, that's a safe pick. Everyone would have done the same thing that you would do the same thing as that GM if you were in their shoes. But he's not my favorite QB. I don't think he's going to be bad in Urban Meyer's system. I think that Jacksonville has a lot of parts for him, and I think he's probably going to do well. I'm not going to go out and say that he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, though. I don't think he's a Peyton Manning type talent. Tom Brady. Tom Brady got drafted in the sixth round, and look what he did. But I just don't see him as a top tier QB like people do coming into the NFL. So that's just my thoughts on Trevor Lawrence at going number one. But he will go number one, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be extremely happy with their selection, and so will the fans. So on to pick two. Now this pick for me has my favorite player, or my second favorite player in the draft. Zach Wilson is going to the Jets. Now, I don't know what Saleh's going to do with the Jets, and the Jets have not been very good at developing QBs in the last, 10 years. So what I see here is it's a coin flip for me if Zach Wilson has a good career or not. I think Zach Wilson has the best potential out of anybody in the draft. Yes, more than Trey Lance, and definitely more than Justin Fields, and more than Mac Jones. I really like Zach Wilson. I think he's got a big arm. I think he's big in the pocket. I think he's got good vision. I hope that the Jets do something with him that they weren't able to do with Darnold, and that I hope Wilson turns out exactly the way I think he's going to be, which I think he is the best quarterback in the draft. So, pick two, Jets are taking Wilson. So, pick three. The Niners traded up earlier, a couple months ago, and from what I've been hearing, it's Mac Jones. They don't, even though Justin Fields performed great on Pro Day, Kyle Shanahan really loves Mac Jones, fits his system. You got Garoppolo there, so if you want to, Mac Jones can sit behind him for a year or two. The same types of QBs in my eyes. So looking like, in my opinion, maybe a done deal for Mac Jones there. Trey Lance is another possibility, someone that could sit behind Garoppolo that's maybe a different type of prospect. More of a, if I'm going to compare him to someone that the Niners used to have, more of a Colin Kaepernick type quarterback, the way he comes out and plays. But I like Mac Jones here in this situation. Not saying I necessarily agree with this pick. Not very high on any of the QBs past the first two. I personally would probably have taken Justin Fields here if I was the Niners, but hey, I'm not an NFL GM. So next, we have the Atlanta Falcons. So if Trey Lance is on the board, there's been talks that the Atlanta Falcons are thinking about going Trey Lance. And while there may be some truth to this, the only way I can see this happening is if the rumors behind trading Julio Jones are real. If you're going to get rid of one of Matt Ryan's biggest weapons, then yes, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start the rebuild. But I don't think they're that serious about trading Julio Jones just yet. And I think Kyle Pitts will be going number 4, who is my favorite player in the draft. Such a dynamic player. Imagine him, Julio Jones, and Calvin Ridley. Like, that is just nasty. Nasty. So I think that that's where they go there, but I could see the possibility of Trey Lance, especially if in the coming days or in the next month or so, they decide to shop Julio Jones, which they would get plenty of suitors and they would get good return for Julio Jones. Arguably one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game of football. So then we go to the 5th pick. We have the Bengals. The Bengals, with Joe Burrow coming off that injury, I don't see how you pass up Sewell here. I know people want them to get offensive weapons, but Joe Burrow had pretty good numbers last season before he got injured. So with that being looked at, get the man some protection. protect your franchise quarterback, or you're going to end up like the Colts were, and Andrew Luck's going to retire, 4 years, and that'll be the same story with Joe Burrow if you keep letting him get hit like that. So get the man some protection, and I think that's the right pick there. He's a beast on the O-line, so that's the pick I like for the Bengals there. So pick 6. Pick 6, we got the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins pulled off one of the most masterful trades or series of trades I've seen before a draft, and maybe since I've been alive. It's just the way they did it. They didn't get a whole lot of return. I mean, they got a whole another first round pick, and they literally are going to draft the same person they were going to draft at 3. So what a great job by the Dolphins staff, the GM. And what I like about this pick is I think Tua is about to get a very good weapon in Chase. Wide receiver from LSU, best wide receiver in the draft. I know some people would maybe expect a Smith or a Waddle here just because of the connection they had in college, but let's remember, this is not college. We don't know how the skills are going to translate, and if I'm looking at these 3 receivers, Chase is the most NFL-ready receiver out of 3, in my opinion. That's why I take Chase here. Big body receiver, going to go up and get the ball, would really look good besides Will Fuller and Devonta Parker. So I like Chase here. So the 7th pick for the Lions. The Lions need a little bit of everything. But man, do they need an offensive weapon, and I think Devonta Smith is the perfect fit for them. The Heisman Trophy winner is going to get drafted by the Lions with that new head coach who's so excited, got the energy, and I think that they're going to go take him here, and he's going to be an explosive playmaker for the Detroit Lions. They need it. They're not far away from, I think, being a very good contending team in their division. So with Goff at helm this season, let's see how they do with this pick. Now, my next 2 picks. Trade alert. Pick number 8, I see the Panthers after picking up Darnold, trading down with the Patriots. The Patriots trade up, and here they get what we consider to be a very dangerous pick for the Patriots to continue their franchise and domination in Justin Fields. I think Bill Belichick is in love with Justin Fields, and if he's available at this spot, they're going to do whatever they can, whatever it takes to get Justin Fields on their team. So I love this pick here. I think the Patriots take Justin Fields, and I love the pick from a pure football standpoint. From a Colts fan standpoint, I hate the pick. I don't want to ever see the Patriots do good again. But this is football, and it's a business. So Fields here at 8. Now the next pick, where the Broncos would have chosen, who did just pick up Teddy Bridgewater for a 6th round pick. If Fields was available at this pick, I could see the Broncos taking Justin Fields here. And then it being a competition between Bridgewater and Fields. Because, you gave up a 6th round pick for Teddy Bridgewater. It's not like you're guaranteeing him a starting position like the Panthers did. So with Justin Fields gone, this is a trade that I don't think too many people have seen coming. I'm going to have the Arizona Cardinals move up here. They're going to trade. You're going to have the Broncos move down. And I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to get Kyler Murray another weapon, and we're going to see Jalen Waddle in a Cardinals uniform. You got DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Waddle. You're just going to have weapons on top of weapons now. DeAndre Hopkins needs that slot guy to be there for him. It's going to help him out tremendously. So I like this pick. I think that this trade could happen. I wanted to throw a little curveball in here, not just give you 10 straight picks that you've probably seen on ESPN or anywhere else constantly. So that's a surprise pick that I think not a lot of people have predicted, and I like that pick there. And then to close out my top 10, it's just going to be a sure pick right here. The Cowboys are taking Patrick Surtain III. Great pick. They suck in the secondary, so they need some secondary players. I just don't see any other pick here. But you never know with Jerry Jones, so but I like Surtain here, and I think he's going to do a good job in Dallas. So that rounds out my top 10 picks. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll start posting more videos here soon as I get less busy. But if you want to hear any of the rest of my picks for your teams, from rounds 1 to 3, I got every team planned out. We could talk about it. We could see. I've got a couple options for each team just in case other people get drafted. And, this is something I love doing. So go ahead and hit me up. I'm glad I got to do this video for y'all. Sorry I've been so absent lately, but yeah, it's just the way life goes sometimes. But thank you for all your continuous support. And hey, I love y'all. This is The Bottom Line, and I'm your host, Ryan Gill. Until next time.